Namaskar दोस्तों, welcome to channel Toxicology on Board. Today in this video we'll be learning about another DABT topic, that is bagosis, allergic pulmonary reaction, sugarcane dust. So let's directly dive into the question. This question is taken from the ABT recertification examination May 12, 2000. Okay, and you also read the Clayson 9th edition textbook, page number 822 and page number 1556, which mostly comes under occupational toxicology chapter, I believe. So in that there are some tables will be there. In next slides we'll discuss the tables also. Let's first see what is the question. Bagosis is the term for allergic pulmonary responses occurring as a result of occupational inhalation exposure to. So we need to identify what type of occupational exposure to a certain chemical or contaminant can lead to what type of disease. You have to remember that one. So we have option A cotton dust, option B coal dust, option C beryllium, option D hay spores, and option E is sugarcane dust. The right answer will be in the green text, that is option E sugarcane dust. So here you can very clearly see in the picture that sugarcane dust will cause bagosis, whereas the beryllium option C, it will cause a disease called berylliosis. It is because of formation of this antigen presenting cells. Okay, activation of these interleukins as well as CD4 granuloma formations will be taking place, and we have hay spores which will cause farmer lung disease. Okay, which is option D. Okay, let's see what we can learn from table 15 7, which is given in Clayson's 9th edition, page number 821 and 822. So in in this table 15.7, no, they have listed a few of the toxicants and the type of disease which they cause, the exposure and kind of exposure. Okay, what type of occupation is there where the workers will get exposed, and the acute effects as well as chronic effects. So I have listed out all the five which were given in the options. The first one was cotton dust. Cotton dust will cause byssinosis. The disease which is caused by the exposure to cotton dust is called byssinosis. Particularly, it happens to the workers who are working in this textile manufacturing. Okay, so when there is single exposure, you will be getting chest tightness, wheezing, dyspnea, means difficulty in breathing, and coming to chronic effects. Daily, these workers are working in this cotton industry. They will be having restrictive lung disease, chronic bronchitis. Coming to option B, which was cotton dust. Sorry, coal dust. Coal dust is particularly the miners who are working in the in the excavation of this coal. They will be getting this coal workers pneumoconiosis. Okay, particularly the occupational is coal mining. Here you can see how the lung is get affected, but the coal get deposited in the deeper parts of the lung. Okay, uh, more than acute effects, the chronic effects which we can see is fibrosis with emphysema. So this kind of thing will be there whenever a patient lung is examined in the X-ray. Okay, the third option is beryllium. Beryllium. Always I told you, you have to remember about the metals. Which metal is causing which type of toxicity? So in this case, the third option was beryllium. So beryllium, the disease, occupational disease which is caused by beryllium is berylliosis. What is happening in this case is the workers who are working in mining, alloy, ceramic manufacturing, milling beryllium. To those workers, this particular type of occupational disease will occur, and the acute effects that we came across is pulmonary edema as well as pneumonia, which are again related to difficulty in breathing, because most of these occupational diseases will have one of the major symptoms will be difficulty in breathing. Then next, coming to chronic effects, we have interstitial granulomatosis, progressive dyspnea, core pulmonary area, fibrosis, and lung cancer. Coming to the fourth option, which was hay spores. Hay spores, no, it is particularly caused by this fungal mold. Aspergillus is the strain, you can say, mold, and the diseases, which type of the diseases which causes this particular fungal spores is farmer's lung, compost lung, malt workers. Okay, then we have aspergillosis. Okay, and the exposure, the workers who are working with this moldy hay, those who are working in the field where they are working on this hay, you know, and compost or barley, this hay, no, the once you cut the hay, when you store it, no, fungus will start growing on this hay, and the workers who are working on this collected hay after cutting the hay in the farm in the field, in the agriculture field, they when they exposed to this fungal spores, they will be getting this type of farmer's lung disease. Okay, so the acute exposure is what does it causes bronchoconstriction, cough, chest tightness. When it comes to chronic effects, it causes extrinsic allergic alveolitis, hypersensitivity, pneumonitis. So you have to remember the type of hypersensitivity: type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4 are there. No, this is the one which is causing hypersensitivity pneumonitis. Coming to last option, which was the right answer, bagosis. Bagosis is caused by organic sugarcane dust, possibly contaminated with thermophilic actinomycetes. This is a bacteria. The earlier one was fungal, but this one is a bacterial. What is exactly happening? The workers who are working with the sugarcane and molasses manufacturing, bagasse is the fibrosis residue from the sugar extraction. Once the sugarcane is taken and you are extracting sugar, the waste residues of this sugarcane will be there. No, that one it is causing the molasses, it is causing this particular type of disease, and the acute exposure it causes bronchoconstriction, cough, chest tightness, and extrinsic on chronic exposure it causes extrinsic allergic alveolitis, that is hypersensitivity pneumonitis. So in both the cases, fungal spores, that is bacterial, and actinomyces bacterial will cause hypersensitivity pneumonitis. Okay, so let's go into another table that we come across, that is table 34.2, which is given in the page number 1555 of this lesson 9th edition. Many of the diseases which are listed in table 34.2 are known by other names. So you also have to remember in the exam point of view, they will be asking you synonyms, not with the well-known name, but certain times synonyms they will be asking the question by the name that refer to particular occupation or agent. See, one example is hypersensitivity pneumonitis, an allergic lung disease marked by interstitial lymphocytic pneumonitis and granulomatous lesions. Hypersensitive pneumonitis is also known as extrinsic allergic alveolitis. Farmer lung disease, bagosis, that is sugarcane. That is the reason in our question we have allergic pneumonitis. Humidifier fever, Japanese summer house fever, pigeon's breeder lung, maple bark stripper lung, depending on the occupational setting in which it arises. Although we often think of these as the same disease, we think that all this type fall into similar type of allergic alveolitis, but in the exam point of view, they might give you with synonyms also. It is important to recognize that exposure and physiological responses they induce are complex and may differ in the manifestation of the disease. How the disease is progressing and how to treat the disease, all these things also vary based on the source of exposure. Okay, so in addition, we will be reading table 34.2, which contains examples of occupational diseases and the toxicants that cause them. So here we have organ system or disease group. I have only concentrated in this particular part of the table is lung and airways. There are other organs are also there, but the diseases which are caused is acute pulmonary edema and bronchiolitis obliterations. The causative agent is nitrogen oxide, phosgene diacetyl. Allergic rhinitis, running nose, pollen and fungal spores, asphyxiation, difficulty in breathing, carbon monoxide, hydrogen cyanide, inert gas dilution, asthma, toluene diisocyanate. Many questions on TIDs you will be getting. Alpha amylase, animal urine proteins, particularly animal care personals or the veterinarians who are working in the GLP facility or animal facility, they might get asthma like syndrome, swine barn environments, those who are working in the pig handling pig animal facility will be there, no, cotton dust and bioaerosols, bronchitis pneumonitis, which is caused by metal arsenic and chlorine, chronic bronchitis, cotton dust, grain dust, welding fumes. Okay, emphysema, coal dust and cigarette smoke is also another thing which is causing emphysema. Then fibrotic lung disease, silica asbestosis. Many questions in the exam will get on asbestosis as well as silica. Okay. Then hypersensitive pneumonitis, we have thermophilic bacteria, avian proteins, which are nothing but bird proteins will be there, bird danders or their fecal material. Pyrethrum at a plant origin, penicillium and aspergillus. Okay, they are causing hypersensitive pneumonitis. Penicillium. Metal fume fever, again very important question. It will come DABT point of view. So what are the metals? Zinc, copper, magnesium. So particularly MAD had this fatter disease, they will say metal fume fever. Then we have mucous membrane irritation, hydrogen chloride, swine barn environment, organic dust toxic syndrome, moldy silage. Again important in the case of sewage. The moldy silage will be there, no? That is the source of causing this toxic dust syndrome, endotoxins. Okay. Then we have reactive air dysfunction syndrome, which is caused by ammonia, chlorine, as well as acetic acid. Upper respiratory tract inflammation, endotoxin, peptidoglycol, glucagon, and viruses. So this causative agent, no, many examples are there which are very important from the exam point of view also. Please read about this metal fume fever. One question you will be getting on this also. Hope from this video you were able to learn about occupational agents and their diseases. So and their synonyms also. Thank you so much. Be curious. For any questions, you can write mail to arya.priyanka18@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, and follow my YouTube channel, Toxicology on Board. All the best for your exam.